You're listening to the Paul Harrell Program, brought to you by Conduit Media Group.
Hey, folks, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for being with us, hour number 2. The phone number, if you want to call us or text us today, is 870-275-9799. That is the telephone number at the intersection of conservative ideas and reality. We have these things that we do on the program from time to time. They're called Small Business Spotlights. And we do them because we want to highlight the backbone of Arkansas small businesses because, quite frankly, I think they don't get near the respect that they deserve. One of those small businesses is Forrest Office Machines, and here joining us we have Mr. Barry Forrest.
Hey, Paul, it's glad to be here today.
I'm so glad that you're here. I've been wanting to do this for a long time because I know we've known each other now for, over a year now, and me and Barry have breakfast together most Tuesdays at our BNI group.
Oh, yeah, we have, and we discuss a few things that we probably shouldn't discuss, but
yeah,
we do,
we discuss politics. What he's saying is politics are sometimes a taboo subject, but not for me.
No, not for you, but sometimes in the business world it could be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about Forrest Office Machines. What do you do, Barry?
Forrest Office Machines was established in 1963. My dad started it, so we're over 50 years old. We started out just selling liquid-type toner copy machines, and now we're all the way up to the huge printers, copier, fax, all-in-one multifunction machines. So we've kind of evolved with the times. Yeah. And we've had to study and get smarter. And
yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. Maybe this is true or not, but back when computers took off, everybody said, "Oh, we're going to use less paper." Is you found that to be true? Because I use more paper now than I think before.
Absolutely. I love it when people say we're going paperless because we do a lot of cost for copy maintenance contracts, and I see them double because nobody trusts computers. They think they trust computers, but when you really put it down on paper and say we're going to go paperless, they don't trust computers, so they always make a copy of everything and put it in their file cabinet.
Wow.
So paperless is something that you may see in the future, but until people feel more comfortable with people not hacking their computers and doing all that stuff, then
there's something about having a hard copy, in your hand.
I'm kind of old-fashioned myself. I still write checks.
Yeah. When the indictment, we had a big indictment come down here out of Northwest Arkansas the other day, and it was 45 pages, but I couldn't do that on the computer. I had to mark it up, and I had to have it in my hand. So, it's certainly a big deal. Yeah, it's right there. Joe's holding it up.
Oh, yeah,
that's
I see
my 45-page indictment. Not mine, but, John Wood's. All right, anyway, so we're talking with Barry Forrest Office Machines. So you kind of said you got started small, not right into the big, because it's expensive equipment.
Yes,
I would imagine.
Yes,
but would you consider running or owning or starting the small business? Is that something that has been an easy thing to do?
Keeping up with the times and trying to stay small enough that we're local, but big enough that we can give you the service, it's hard to do. When you have national companies like Xerox and Ricoh's and those type people that are national companies, it's hard to stay up with them because they got lots of money. But we try to give that personal service. If you're down, and you want to be fixed. You don't call in, you don't get a number and say, we'll get to you next Tuesday. We try to get to you that day. We try to give you the old-fashioned service, and that's how we compete against the big companies.
All right, so what kind of machines are we talking about here?
We're talking anything from a 20 per minute copy machine all the way up to a 65, 75, 120 copy a minute production machine. Wow. And by production machine, I mean one that folds and staples and makes books and binds books and automatically.
Yeah. So that's incredible. All right. So if somebody wanted to buy one of those, what would they do? Do they have to buy it outright, or are there ways to?
No, we do. We do all forms of leasing. We go through a true leasing company, which makes it 100% tax deductible as operating expense, or we can sell it outright. We try to form a relationship with a person and work with them as much as we can, even if they have bad credit or whatever. We can try to go through our company and try to do something for them. So our goal is to get it in there and give them good service and not worry about their past.
Yeah, I think that's it sounds awesome, and I know you guys got a great reputation here. So you're based obviously in Jonesboro because you're here in studio. This is where we do the program, folks. If you didn't know, I'm from Jonesboro. That's where I live. But I mean, how far out, I mean, do you do business in the state?
We cover about a 70-mile radius around. We stay in the state of Arkansas mostly. We're not really gone into Missouri. We did at one time and didn't have a lot of customers, and they came and wanted to start paying all these Missouri taxes, you know. I don't want to bring that up.
Oh, no, you brought it up now.
No, but it wasn't beneficial to us, so we kind of stay in the state of Arkansas, support our own. If we're going to pay taxes, let's keep it in the state of Arkansas.
Hey, there you go.
You know.
I think that's good. Now, so let's talk about Arkansas's taxes. I mean, you know, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the great. I have to be real careful about this.
You don't have to be careful. No.
Well, I think the greatest thing that we've done so far is with Amazon, making them charge sales tax.
They voluntarily agreed to charge sales tax.
Somewhere behind the scenes, there wasn't nothing's voluntary. I'm gonna tell you when you pay.
Like a fish in a newspaper. Here you go, Amazon.
Yeah, but you know, it's hard to compete against somebody. I mean, I don't have that much competition with Amazon, but your small business person that may be in the clothing store business or the boot store business, they can say, well, I can order from Amazon. I don't have to pay sales tax. But it's always that guy that does that complains about our sidewalks, that complains about our parks and our...
Well, potentially that guy exists.
Yeah.
Potentially. So here's the question, though. This is where I fell out on the internet sales tax thing. Is that they say this is going to save mom and pop stores, and I don't know if adding the sales tax is going to now make me all of a sudden go, oh, all right, I'm going to go to a brick and mortar store. I kind of feel like adding the sales tax is just going to be more money for the government because they're counting on me continuing to buy things on the internet.
Well, I hope that's maybe some reasons that people are buying on the internet is because they're not paying sales tax. And if they do have to pay sales tax, then let's go to the mom and pop organizations that make this town great.
Well, so you're
I'm a pessimist.
You're on the so you're on the internet tax bandwagon, I guess.
I'm not on any bandwagon.
Well,
I just try to look at something positive for everything.
Okay, positive. That's fine. And, you know, look, there's there's legislators. Senator Alan Clark, he's one. You know, I agree with him on a lot of issues, and, you know, on that issue is kind of. But I think the larger issue here, Barry, is that you guys are taxed way too much already at the local and state level. Like, if anything, because, see, I don't believe that putting the tax on the internet is going to make people all of a sudden go into mom and pop because they're just not going to notice it. It's for convenience. I think if you're shopping on the internet now, you're going to continue to shop on the internet. But I think you guys are overtaxed now with your local sales. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we are overtaxed. But the sales tax, we're talking mainly sales tax here. Right.
Well, in this
particular instance.
Yeah, I'm talking income tax. I'm talking your sales tax. You know, we got the highest in the region around us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's an average of 10%, but it's higher depending on where you go. I'm talking about they're putting new taxes on tires on us down there right now. I mean, it's just, you know, it's at some point we got to. I mean, to me, it's just like, I think you got to get this gorilla of government off the back of small business owners.
Well, you do, but I think it's one way to start by letting everybody pay their part, and not everybody was paying their part with the Amazon.
Yeah.
Now you turn around and you look at sales tax on fuel, where we're already paying out of $2 we're paying $1 something taxes. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
But I do agree that out-of-state people taking money out of Arkansas, we have to dedicate somewhere that we have to get money back from them.
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
If I'm paying it, they need to pay it.
Yeah, well, the problem is that you've got these out-of-state people that don't have a nexus in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And so the danger with that would be, first of all, it's unconstitutional because they did this with the catalogs. Back when you had catalogs in the mail, that's where the whole Supreme Court case came from, right? And then and so the Supreme Court said, you know, the state can't tax you. So I don't know where it's going to go. I don't understand why we would write a bill, though, to intentionally be unconstitutional so that it could go to the Supreme Court. That, to me, is weird.
Well, that just shows government.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, if common sense was running government, government would run itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I was at a sharp meeting one time, and I like listening to Steve Forbes. I think he's a very smart man. And what he said was the best thing for this country would be for the government, Congress and Senate and everybody to take a 2-year vacation, because the country would heal itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do away with all the laws.
Yeah.
Not all the laws, but do away with making new laws and let them heal itself.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let me ask you this. As a small business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just generally, is the government making your life easier?
No. Absolutely not. I mean, keeping up with taxes, I have one person hired that just does that. Happens to be my wife. But
hey, nobody watches out for your money like your own.
Yeah. That's right. But I mean, keeping up with all your taxes, it's not an easy deal.
No, I completely agree with that.
I'm a flat tax man myself.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, just you pay so much across the board and forget
it'd
about
be done. That'd be pretty nice if they'd consider new ideas like that. Well, I guess government. It seems like you hear that from all small business owners. They're not making things easier, making things harder. Because it sounds like what you do is, I mean, folks, you just listened to Barry here. He was going on about the service that you can provide these machines at Forrest Office Machines and on all these things. Like, this is a skill. This is something that it's not easy. It's taken a lot of years of experience, trial, error. I'm sure you know a lot about, things. You think things are going to work out great. I mean, I know just in radio business, I think things are going to work out great, and then it just all. That's stuff that now that you're successful and you figured it out, the government is now relying on you to make the government, exist. It's because of your labor the government takes from you and governs us. And the government's good, but at some point, it's to me, I feel like small business owners have had enough.
Well, I think they have, and I don't think small business owners mind paying their part. If you see quality education, if you see quality roads, if you see quality stuff that you're getting from your taxes, I don't think people mind paying taxes.
I agree.
Their fair share of taxes. But I think you can be taxed too much, and a tax here, a tax there. And we had a tea party about that double taxation without representation one time, and I believe that's a lot of that going on too.
Yeah.
They made a little change with the state taxes, but if you way back when it was $200,000, you had to pay state taxes on everything. That's you're paying taxes on people with stuff that's already been taxed 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you're talking about the death tax.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something immoral about that. You would think you work your whole life for your family to have something when you go.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Well,
but I mean, we got to get common sense back into the factor.
Yeah.
And quit worrying about everybody's feelings and get back to what's reality.
Yeah.
Reality is that you pay your fair share and we get quality stuff out of it, and the people that don't want to pay their fair share, then they need to get some other job.
Well, yeah, that's we could go on for that. That I've got like a million thoughts from what you just said. Barry Forrest, Forrest Office Machines. You guys have a website somewhere they could go if they want more?
ForrestOfficeMachines.com.
There we go, ForrestOfficeMachines.com. Barry, I appreciate it, sir.
Hey, did I do all right?
You did good, yeah.
And I didn't even bring up what I said about Hillary.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't. But
don't bring it up.
All right, okay. All right. Folks, Mr. Barry Forrest is our Small Business Spotlight. Hey, if you have a small business and you want it highlighted on the Paul Harrell program, let me know. Just send us a text. Give us a phone call, 870-275-9799. Back in a moment.